think my work is mostly about time and how we identify with time and what our relationship is to that time and how we can identify ourselves within that construct. My grandfather was a theoretical physicist, and throughout his life, those are the things that I was discussing when I was a kid, attempting to understand not only time, but just one's purpose and identity within the world. A lot of my work recently has been focusing on recursion theory, this idea that repeating a problem over and over again can lead to a solution. Thinking about recursion theory in my work lately has looked a lot like repetition of the same image or the same figure or the same face. Before I came here, I really only worked in oil. I was only an oil painter. But while I've been here at the McCall Center, I've been expanding that into working with paper, sewing paper together. A lot of the images and the paperwork that I've been doing come from a project that I started with the Center for Studying Structures of Race at Roanoke College in Roanoke, Virginia. And they're doing a lot of work centered around naming unnamed enslaved people who helped build the college. And they also have a large collection of African American vernacular photography, which is essentially just people living life and being. And so I'm taking a lot of those images and connecting them to this history of these unnamed enslaved people and building that connection between the two. I went to their archive and scanned a bunch of these images, and then I take those images and manipulate them in Photoshop or other digital programs, and then I'm taking paper that I'm dyeing or putting through a bunch of different experimental processes, and then taking that paper and those images and putting them in a laser engraver to kind of reveal what is underneath and also then render the image. Then sometimes I'll take those images and sew them together, almost making paper quilts. And I think that in that process, I've been thinking a lot about time. I've been thinking a lot about compressing time and using it as a way to heal a lot of the wounds that come from being disconnected from one's ancestry or one's history. A lot of the things that I was drawn to as a kid were specifically Black artists expanding the definition of what it meant to be Black. I think that comes through in my work. I've used the Black experience in the United States specifically as an analog for that construct of time and attempting to deconstruct and question the necessity for those constructs.